Hey everybody, and welcome back to the channel. Izola here with Flick Direct, and I got my hands on the 4K UHD of Moana 2. Wanted to share my thoughts on it, so grab your popcorn, sit back, relax, and let's get this started. Okay, so our story of Moana 2 picks up 3 years later where Moana and Maui reunite to go on a journey. I mean, you can't really have this movie without Maui, right? Maybe? Moana, who is now a wayfinder, finds out that the islands used to be connected. However, the storm god Nalo decided that they wanted to control humans, so they sank one. And now the islands are no longer connected. Or they haven't been for a while. And of course, Moana has to set out on an adventure to find the lost island. And of course, she's bringing Heihei and Pua with her, which I'm super stoked, that they're back. But she's also going to have a few others on board with her as well that will be her trusty crew throughout this entire journey. Oh, and we can't forget Maui, who is also going to be on this adventure, but spoilers, he gets captured by one of Nalo's enforcers. So, he's going to be missing for a little bit. So obviously Moana is taking the reins on this, and she's going to be kind of the primary focus. Maui's kind of to the side, and it doesn't hurt the storyline too much. I mean, obviously the more Maui, the better. Maybe not. I don't know. He's kind of a big figure in the, in the storyline, so to speak. But what did hurt a little bit is just the chemistry and the magic between her and her crew. I just felt that it was very lacking. And just needed more. Like, you just didn't feel the bond, if that makes sense. The story is simple, and that also is not anything that deters from the overall movie. But something that is very big and should be strong is the music. And orchestra music, great. There's not an issue there. It's primarily the new songs, and they just didn't pack a punch like the original. And it's not to say that they're horrible. I just didn't really feel it. And I think that's probably because I was just expecting too much, because I love the original, and it just made me chuckle. And, it really felt like it was for adults and kids alike. And this one, I feel like it was just definitely more geared towards the kids. I just wanted that heartwarming, foot-tapping feeling, and, you still get a heartwarming feeling. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying this is the worst movie made in the world, but again, it just didn't capture me and just reel me in 100%. And again, that could be because I'm expecting too much. I don't have kids, so, it was not something that I could experience with the kiddos. But, if you're a parent, maybe this is something. I mean, look, the kids are going to love it 100%. I watched them going in and out of the theater to watch this when it originally came out. So don't worry. They are going to be entertained 100%. But I feel like the first one just kind of gave the adults a little more watchability than this one. I also have to add as well that the beginning was pretty darn slow. And one of the big reasons for me that it was slow is because it was like they were introducing the characters for the first time, and a majority of them we already knew. And I was like, why are we going through this? Why do I need to know who these people are? I already know. I saw the first one. It's not like this was supposed to be a standalone, so, or a remake. Why? But having said that, the voice acting is phenomenal. You are getting top-notch acting in this movie. Even if you don't see the people, you hear them, and they are able to emote the feelings that we need to sell this movie. So that alone just ups it a lot. Overall, Moana 2 is a fine movie. It just, lacked the charm and the catchy songs like the first one. And again, that could be all on me, but I just didn't, I just couldn't get into it. Again, I think it's definitely more for the kids, but the animation and the voice acting is fantastic. And it makes up for what I think is a little more of a lacking script. I definitely think if you are a Moana fan, a Disney fan, you've got kids, This is definitely a movie that you will enjoy and you should have in your library. So because of this, I'm going to give it a 3 out of 5. Okay, and now on to visuals. Moana 2 is on 4K UHD and it looks incredible. But were we expecting anything less? The clarity and the detail of the animation is perfect, and each scene is very sharp and vibrant. Even low light scenes are really strong in their own way. Shadows are very crisp and detailed. And I think that they did a really good job going back and forth from those types of scenes. Even the clothing details are crisp and clean, and you can see every little bit that they were trying to get into that when they were drawing these. I think it's really beautifully done, visual-wise. You can't ask for more with the color and the clarity. I just really enjoyed every scene watching it just for the beauty alone. Movements are fluid and smooth, even in action scenes. Black colors are rich and deep, and just the reproduction is just stunning. And because of this, I'm giving the video quality a 5 out of 5. Now on to audio. You know how I feel about the audio. It's very, very important, especially in animated movies, because that's where all the actors are. It's the audio. The audio is outstanding, and it's a Dolby Atmos track, so I really don't think we could have expected anything less from this. You are going to feel fully immersed into this movie, from the ocean waves crashing, just the sound of the ocean in general, to everything that is happening on the island. You are going to be able to understand everything that they want you to understand with rich clarity. You're not going to have any issues with your sound at all. Everything is going to be perfectly balanced, and you are going to feel like you are right there with them on this journey. Although sometimes I feel like you shouldn't want to be on the journey, but still, it's a cartoon. I think we'll be okay. Surround sounds are amazing, ambient noises. I mean, can we also just talk about the little coconut pirates? Just little click clicks. It's just, you know what's coming when you hear the clicks. I don't even have to tell you what it is. You know what it is. And you are just anticipating to see what's going to happen next. And if you had originally watched the trailer when I announced it, when it first dropped a long, long time ago, they even showed it in there, and it was pretty darn funny. Overall, the audio is immersive and perfectly complements the visual experience. And that's what we want. We want these two to really complement each other, and trust me, they do their job. From vocals to ambient sounds, we're just getting exactly what we need for this. And because of all of this, I'm going to give the audio a 5 out of 5. Okay, and now we are on to extras. The 4K UHD Steelbook only of Moana 2 is just a great addition to anyone who is a Disney fan, Moana fan. You know, I like I've said a billion times, if you enjoy a movie, get a copy of it. Make sure you have that, because I don't want to lose it, you know? And I think that just having steelbooks, even just the Blu-rays, is just a great addition to a library, and you can take them with you, you know, for the rest of your life. But they also have the digital copy too. So if you want to travel and not bring along all of those things, you just download it and take your virtual library with you as well. Now, for bonus features, I'm not going to go into too many details about what each one is, but I'll just give you a recap of what you are going to get. And one of those is a sing-along. And Disney has always been great with sing-alongs. Even when I would babysit, kids want to do the sing-alongs for Disney. I could probably still remember a majority of the songs, but I'm going to try not to, because that's a lot. But yes, your kids, and even you, if you like to sing, will get a full sing-along for the Moana 2 journey. Next is Call the Wayfinder, and then another one is A New Voyage. And that's where you get with the filmmakers and the artistic leads to discuss developments and other things that they needed to kind of think about in order to make the sequel. So it's kind of a fun watch, just to kind of get into the brains of those people, to see how they work, how they tick, so to speak. Songs of the Sea is obviously going to be speaking with the songwriters and the composers to kind of give you an idea of how they came up with songs, trying to tie them into this new movie. You've got the Kakamora Chronicles, click, click, click. You know what it is. And also Fun in the Booth. And obviously the fun in the booth is working with the cast and how they bring their characters to life. Finally, you are going to have deleted scenes and song selection. So, you know, there's a lot of fun stuff to watch on this. And, you know, overall, Moana 2 release gives you some fun things to add to the overall experience. And because of this, I'm going to give the extras a 3.5 out of 5. Overall, Moana 2 has its flaws, and I really just wish I had enjoyed it more. And again, that's probably on me for expecting too much. I just felt like the pacing was off, and although the animation and the voice acting is phenomenal, it just doesn't help with some of the holes between the story of Moana and Maui. I just wanted more. Audio and visuals can't be beat, and if you love just the overall Moana story in general, you're still going to enjoy this. You don't have to be, you know, so nitpicky like me, or go into it just not expecting as much as you think you should. Which normally that's what I do, but I think I kind of let my expectations run wild with this one for some weird reason. But again, with the voice acting, the audio, the visuals, and even some fun extras, I think that any Disney fan or Moana fan, especially the kiddos, are really going to enjoy this and would love to have it in their library. I really do think probably with the sing-along alone, if you have kids, you're going to get your money's worth tenfold with this Steelbook purchase. And in all honesty, these things aren't going to break the bank. And, you know, it's entertainment for years to come and something pretty to look at. So because of all of this, I'm going to give the 4K UHD release of Moana 2 a 4 out of 5. Now, you can get your copy on March 18th. If you just want to scurry out to your store and go grab it, or you can go and pre-purchase it right now so that it will be on your doorstep right when it is released, or when they say they're going to give it to you. I mean, usually when I buy something, I get it just before release time, but you know, sometimes it takes a little longer to get there. But like I said, I really think you guys will enjoy this, especially the kiddos. So go and get your copy of Moana 2 today. And with that, this concludes my review of the 4K UHD of Moana 2. Please be sure to like and subscribe to all of our channels so you never miss out on any entertainment news. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye!